love you. I love you guys. I love you all. I went out into this world and I tried to learn everything that I could and be useful to my family and to my friends, and because I love them, because I love you, because I want to be friends, because I like people, I like games, I like sports, I don't like them. I love them. I love you. I love this whole thing. I'm talking. You're listening. What a wonderful thing that is. You might be terribly far away from me, and yet here we are, having a conversation about everything. We're not even in the same room. This is so cool. What a gift podcasts are. I don't have to answer to anybody. I mean, there's some algorithms and some bullshit. For so many years since I started doing this, I always feel like I have to give more context or explain more because, I don't know, they might think I'm fucking crazy. Last week I did an episode on the dome. I think that ship has probably sailed. The people who are going to think I'm crazy are going to think I'm crazy, but it doesn't matter because it all is just about one thing. Love. I fucking love you guys. Energetically, when we have problems in our mouth or our throat, it's because we have things that we're not saying. And over the years, I take what I do so seriously. Making comic books and writing stories for people, I really just, it's important to me that I get that right, that I make a story that is worth your time. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I want people to be so glad that they gave me their time. When they hear my music, I want them to go, oh my God, I'm so glad that I gave Jesse my time. You know what? I'm going to give him some more of my time because he's clearly taking the time to make sure that everything he does is filled with love and care and thought and worthwhile energy for me. That's my hope. Why? Because I love you. Okay? I've told people, I'm high functioning autistic because I think maybe it makes it a little bit easier for people to understand how purely I love people. There are so many people like me on planet Earth, and I think we're all fucking distracted by all these people who are clearly not coming from a place of love. And it's all unspoken and quiet. And we feel like we're in the mix of all these people who are not coming from a place of love. And how will they know that what I'm saying is love? How will they know that what I'm saying is real affection and real care? How will they know the difference between me and these other people that don't care like I do? And I'm not saying I'm the only one who cares. Oh my God, there's so many people. Why do you think I fucking love you? You're here, you're listening. You're someone like me. I know why you're here. There's no mistakes. You're here because you love me. I'm here because I love you. Throughout the years, it's been so easy for me to get caught up in what people might think and wanting to be as clear with them as possible about who I am and why I'm bringing them things. And it just always seems so cheesy to be like, because I love you. I love you. I'm here because I love you. I'm love. I'm love, and I'm here. I came here because I'm love. I love you. I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my siblings. I love my friends. I love so many movies, and so many TV shows, and so many writers, and so many directors, and so many actors, and so many comedians, and so many fucking welders, and fucking police officers. Not a lot of politicians. I love them anyway, though. I am able to see the terrible quagmire that we are here on planet Earth and how easy it is to get lost. For the past 15 years or so now, I have been attempting to cross the invisible bridge. If you've seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, I really love that movie. I've always loved that movie. Something about that bridge. The leap of faith. God, I've taken so many fucking leaps of faith over the years. If you've been here for any of this conversation, I was a skeptic, atheist. I didn't believe anything. I didn't believe anything because I thought that was the right thing to do. I saw religious wars and all sorts of arguments about a very complex subject matter, and then I saw a very practical reality that was simpler. And it seemed to me at the time that if we could all just get together and love each other, find some common ground, we could make the world a better place. And then along the way, I started to see first the corruption, greed, war. The same money funds both sides of every war, and it always gets away with it. Every system, every last system, at least dozens, if not hundreds, of whistleblower books, people who have been on the inside of that system saying, it is not what it seems. It's not what it's cracked up to be. It is not being done the way an honorable person would do it. For ages, I've known that if you just fucking multiplied me 1 billion times and put me into positions of power all over the planet, that things would change overnight. And that may sound like some sort of arrogant thing to say, but I know who I am. I love. I fucking love people. I think we all deserve a chance. I would like to see us all on the stage of the Muppet Show, where we all get to perform our unique skills. Swedish Chef can cook, and the Electric Mayhem can sing, and Gonzo can fucking blow up the theater or jump something on a motorcycle, and Fozzie can try to tell some jokes, and Miss Piggy can try to be glamorous, and Wayne and Wanda can try to dance and fucking do a plaything, and they'll blow up by the end of it. We may all fail. We may not get it right. We may not be perfect. But we all deserve a chance to give what we have inside of us, our passion, to the world. Passion is so important. Think of all the people, all the memes across the internet that have come about, not because the person was so good looking or so talented or so whatever, but because they were fucking passionate and they were real and they were sincere and they were just them. And you were just like, yes, I feel that. I feel that laughter of that person. I feel that smile. I feel that smirk. I understand this. It translates to me. You know, that's art. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It could be messy, like this is messy. Today's episode is a bit of a, and maybe I shouldn't even fucking explain it, but it's a bit of an exercise for me. Because I've been trying to be more and more fearless. And care less and less about what some asshole might think or say. And I love the assholes. A lot of them are funny. And one day those assholes will be in the position that you and me are in now. I can't imagine there's very many assholes actually listening to my show. But in theory, I got into a little tiff with Eric Larson the other day. I mean, look at this. This is such a great example. It's going to make me cry. You know, Eric Larson is one of my favorite people on planet Earth. I saw a thing with, who was it? It was Billy Bob Thornton. And he was talking about all of these people that he knows. All of these actors, because he's been around for a long time. I think he would mention him, Robert Duvall, and Sam Elliott, and how they've become, mentors for him over the years, and he's gotten to work with them, and just what an incredible thing it is. And I was like, for a second, I was just like, oh my God, this man just like lives in a different world than me, right? And then all of a sudden I went, wait a second. In your world, you have your own list. And I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I'm a comic book writer. I know personally Paul Jenkins, one of my favorite comic book writers of all time. I know personally Joe Kelly. Joe Kelly and Paul Jenkins, they really like me. They like to hang out with me. They'll invite me out places. And when I invite them out places, they'll come. Paul's invited me to go stay at his house. And there's more, so many more. Artists like Jill Thompson. My favorite comic of all time is Savage Dragon, created by Eric Larson. He draws it, he writes it. He is responsible on a lot of levels for giving me or helping me to have a deep appreciation and love for comic books. His letter column in the back of his book, he basically gifted everybody who read it the gift of his personal love and affection for comic books, because he would articulate it so well. He would articulate the artists that he loved and the writers that he loved and the people who mattered to him in this medium. And he would articulate so well little things that he thought were important when making comics, things that if you really cared about comics, you'd remember, and you'd remember to care about this because it was so crucially important to the experience that other people were having when they were reading comics. I fucking love comics because of Eric Larson. The other day I saw Eric. I saw him at the New York Comic Con. I saw him. I saw Chris Iliopoulos. For those of you who aren't comic book people, Chris Iliopoulos is basically the most famous comic book letterer who has ever lived. I've known Chris and I've known Eric since I was a 16-year-old kid. I was 16 and I was big fans of theirs. And so Eric is an adult, a creator, a pro, well-known commodity in his field. Same with Chris. And I'm this young kid who admires them, looks up to them. And I know that's such a nice thing. That's such a wonderful thing for them on some level. The deep appreciation that I have. It's an interesting relationship when you have that sort of like respect for somebody. Over the past bunch of years, I have gotten very concerned about what my peers might think about what I have to say. The landscape of conversation in America especially has gotten so ugly, so self-righteous. Both sides, the extreme left, the extreme right, the hyperbole that is used to dehumanize all my friends on the left, the hyperbole that is sometimes even worse, used to dehumanize all my friends on the right. I still love the people on the right. I still love the people on the left. Just because you people on the left decided that the people on the right can go, and just because you people on the right decided that people on the left can go, doesn't mean that I'm on board with that. I'm not. I'm fucking not on board with it. And to be in the comic industry over the past bunch of years, it's been like a my way or the highway. Ethan Van Sciver and Shane Davis, are two of what are known as the leaders of Comicsgate, which is just some fucking term used to, well, in their case, to fucking, they try to wear it as a badge of honor, and everybody else tries to use it to humanize them with. What happened to Ethan Van Sciver and Shane Davis and Chuck Dixon and others, where they got fired for their political beliefs, was bullshit. They did not deserve that. Ethan Van Sciver is an artist. His fucking political beliefs aren't really coming through in his fucking art. And it doesn't matter anyway. There are many different people. There are many different ways to think. We're all human. We've set up the laws. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not steal. It doesn't say, thou shalt not fucking have a different political opinion than me. Doesn't say that in the fucking Bill of Rights. Doesn't say that in the fucking 10 Commandments. There's nowhere on planet Earth where it's written that if you have a different opinion from me, that you're fucking no good and gone. Get rid of them. That's not how it works. Every person is a mirror. Every person is telling you something. That doesn't necessarily mean that you have to become them or change them, but it's all a signal to you to think, to go within, to go deeper. You pushing them away, society pushing them away, just so that it can all be a fucking reverberation chamber of people telling you the things that you want to hear. That's some weak-ass pussy shit. We have become, as to children, weak-minded children. And people like me, who still love us, even though we're behaving like children, have been trying to walk on eggshells to deal with the children. I've been trying to fucking handle things with you children. And not you guys. Anybody listening, please know. I know where you're at. But look at me, trying to give context because I don't want to be misinterpreted. And I have to stop doing that. I can't think like this anymore. I know who I am. I have faith in myself. I am love. I am changing my personal reality every day. My slice of the multiverse, it's not like yours. Because I have been actively changing it. You have been unconsciously changing it. Some of you have been actively changing it like I have. And for those of you who have been actively changing it like I have, we're doing it all differently. So your little slice of the multiverse is different from mine. That's great. That's the Muppet Show, right? There's Fozzie, there's Gonzo, there's Kermit, there's Piggy. They're all unique. They're all fucking cool. And I use the Muppet Show as an example because fucking fuck you for fucking disrespecting people who are putting themselves out there, who are putting their hearts on the line to try to do what they love, to try to speak their truth. That's fucking bravery, man. What we call fucking bravery and strength on planet Earth, so often it's just conformity. It's bullying. It's might makes right. It's peer pressure. If you can go out to the world and be your unique self, if you can go out to the world and speak your truth, fucking A, more power to you. I encourage you all. Stop worrying. Stop fucking thinking about these assholes. I had a whole lead up to this that, got me to come, and I wasn't exactly ready to record my show, and I was like, that's why I need to record it. I don't know exactly what I'm going to say. I kind of know what I'm going to say. I know that it's all about love, and that it's so easy to get lost, to not recognize that it's about love. Because, well, how am I supposed to feed myself without money? How am I supposed to take care of my family without a job? How am I supposed to have a relationship with my kids if I'm far away from them? How am I supposed to be happy with a relationship if I'm far away from them? How am I supposed to enjoy my family when I'm far away from them. I've got my family living in North Carolina. I've got my fucking future wife living in California. And I've got my babies living in New York. It is so hard. And almost constantly there is this little voice in me that wants to like tear me into a whole bunch of pieces and tear me in a bunch of different directions because it's not all in one place and it's not all easy. And I don't know exactly how to handle it. I'm doing the best I can. The best I can. But what's the most important part of all of it? It's love, man. I love them. I love you, Logan. I love you, Grayson. I love you, Cassidy. I love you, Parker. Those are my babies. I love them so much. I think they know. I think they know how much I love them. I love you, Julie. I don't know if my girl knows how much I love her. I keep trying to show her. But so often it seems like circumstance sometimes get in the way. Similarly, I don't know if my family knows how much I love them. I honestly think that whatever dental problems or things that I've gone through in my life, it's all because I don't feel like they know how much I love them. And that's what I want to say to them. I need to get it off my chest. I love you. I love you. I love you. You guys have no idea. I love you. I love you guys so much. And I'm so sorry for all of the times where whatever I said or whatever I did got in the way of that message. Because that's the only message I have for you. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything for me. You don't have to change. I expect nothing from you. I just love you. And I'm really grateful to be around you. Really grateful to share Christmas, to share Thanksgiving. Really grateful to be able to know you. Grateful to be able to call that my parents, my brother, my sister, my girl. I'm so proud of you all. So proud. Brag about you guys all the time. My friends brag about you guys all the time. Sam and Mackenzie and Aaron, David Alusik, Digger Mesh, Steve Kurth, TJ Serrani, Landon Brown, Patrick Bonawan, Brian Coles. I fucking love you guys. Kevin Scott. My godchildren, AJ. My godchild, Juliet. My nephew, Ronan. My nephew, Killian. My nephew, Danny. My brother-in-law. Even though me and his sister are broken up, he's still my brother. I love him. Fucking love him. My ex-father-in-law. Love you, Paul. Love you, Sandy. My ex-sister-in-law. I love you all. You have no idea how difficult it was to break up our relationship. My relationship with my wife. I love her. That relationship wasn't serving either of us in a lot of ways. And I believed that it was the brave thing to end the relationship for both of us. I was terrified to do so because on some level I knew how it would affect all of my relationships with all of these other people, with her family, with my family. I knew that on some level it was going to send them this message that was not true, that I didn't love them. I do love them. I even love your daughter, who I am breaking up with, who I broke up with. I still love her, still appreciate her, still value her, still think she's one of the best people on planet Earth. That doesn't necessarily mean that we were making each other happy. That doesn't necessarily mean that we were growing each other anymore. That doesn't necessarily mean that she was better because she was with me. Sometimes you get to a point with people where it just starts going backwards. You start stifling each other in ways that you don't mean to. But oh no, a divorce. Oh, Jesse got a divorce. It was rough when I got a divorce. I, I, I didn't really complain a lot about my wife because I didn't want people to think bad thoughts about her. Also, on some levels, I was embarrassed about the problems I was having. I felt like they were unflattering. That like I wouldn't be having this problem if I was better. I spent many years trying to improve myself in the name of, I wouldn't be having this problem if I was better. Maybe if I make myself better, this problem will go away. You gotta stay together for the kids. Marriage is forever. Blah, blah, blah. I don't believe in like long-term commitments anymore. I believe in ongoing commitments. I believe that me and my girl should be showing up every day because we want to show up every day and we want to be with each other every day. I believe in being driven to do something. And I believe that if you're driven to do something, you don't have to marry it. You don't have to sign a contract or make long-standing agreements that may change when all of a sudden the power dynamic isn't there. The power dynamic is always there as long as the agreements aren't long-term, and it's actually a matter of, is there energy here? Are we excited about this? Just think about that, right? Like you make some sort of agreement, you sign a contract, and now for all time the contract. How contracts are binding, legally binding. We get married, she stops caring. She's relaxed, she's resting. She has married someone. That was all she wanted. She didn't want to marry you. She wasn't personally motivated by you. What? What the fuck is that? Energy, love, magnetism, that's what makes the world go round. Zoom, 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 zoom. Everything holding this reality together is love. Scientists may call it magnetism, electromagnetism, vibration. It's one vibration, love. Every vibration has a vibration that matches up to it, that complements it in some way. You have a vibration that complements you in some way. You don't have to chop off your dick or put fake fucking breasts on. You were born a boy and you feel like a girl. Great. That's you. Go live like that. You don't have to do anything to change. You want to wear makeup? Wear makeup. You want to wear dresses? Wear dresses. You want to dress up like a dog? Dress up like a dog. Granted, when these experiences start infringing upon the people around you, or when these experiences are being sort of rubbed in the faces of other people or used as a means of self-righteousness or anything other than love, then it's all fucked up. Over the past 3 months, I've been really sick, and I'm hoping that I'm coming out of it. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, maybe really soon, possibly because of what I'm doing right now. Because I forgot what my true motivation was. Over the years, I'd been distracted by all this money that I have to make for my ex-wife, and I don't want her to be frustrated with me. I don't want her to have to work more hard than she has to. I want her to have time to spend with my kids. I want her life to be easy, as I always promised her it would be. I don't want my kids to miss me for a second. At the same time, though, on a more reasonable level, I do know that it's okay for them to miss me. That's a good thing. Missing people is what continues to magnetize you together. So often, we take each other for granted. Perhaps if my ex-wife had missed me more, maybe we'd be together now. Maybe that magnetism would have never gone away. We were high school students when me and Patty started dating. We were together almost 20 years. The idea that any of you motherfuckers, any of you fucking baby boomers or anybody else, any fucking epitaph that you guys had, I listened to you. I did what you did. I married. I did the family. I did it. And it wasn't right. I got into it too soon. And we changed. We changed and we kept changing. And we kept slowly growing apart from each other. And maybe if I didn't feel so fucking guilty about so many different things along the way, I would have chosen for myself and ended the relationship naturally. But because of the influences of all the different people, and because of the influence I had on myself, wanting to please people in a certain way, wanting to be the perfect man for them, be the perfect son for my parents, be the perfect brother to my siblings, be the perfect dad to my kids, the perfect spouse to my girl, the perfect comic book creator to fans, the perfect musician to people who love music. To do it the right way. My dad's a fucking celebrity, and my whole life everybody's like, don't you ride his coattails. It's going to be easy for you. You better not let it be easy. That's not fair. That's not fair that Dee Snider's your dad, and on some level it's going to be easier for you than it would be for me. And you know what I did? I made things harder for myself. I complicated what should have been simple. I love music, so I make music. I love to sing. I love to perform, so I sing and perform. And instead of, I love music, I love to write, I love to sing, I love to perform, I had all these other thoughts. I have to do this the right way. I have to earn respect. I have to prove. I have to this. I only had to do one fucking thing. I had to love. And even though it all started out as love for me, over time it got distorted. In comics, I remember one of my first mushroom, I had a mushroom ceremony, my first mushroom ceremony ever. And I was in my action figure city before it burned down all those years ago, for those of you who know that story. And I was getting something out of one of the boxes. I had these draw boxes that would, you'd pull out the drawer, and inside was all the Avengers, all the Spider-Mans, all the Hulks, whatever. And I'm pulling out some toy, and I step up. I'm on the ground because I'm in the box, and I start slowly rising to my feet kind of thing. And as I get up, I have one of these buildings. I have a Ghostbuster building, and standing on top of the building was Batman, a 6-inch tall Batman action figure. And as I rose up in front of him, I went, hey, you're not bigger than me. I realized in that moment, looking at him, that I viewed Batman on some existential level as bigger than Jesse. And that the only way to prove Jesse's mettle, to prove my abilities as a writer, was to write a definitive Batman story, as Frank Miller and others before me had done. That by writing the killer Batman story, I would validate myself, I would validate my career, and that's what I needed to do. Oh, God. How did I get so lost? It's love that brought me there. Love births everything. Your children are here because they were observing you from the other side. And they said, I love them. I want her to be my mother. I want him to be my father. And I'm going to go down there and be their baby because I love them. You come here, you see it yourself. I love their house. I love where they live. I love their friends. I love their mother. She's going to be my grandmother. I love their brothers. They're going to be my uncles. I love their sister. They're going to be my aunt. These are the people who I choose to go down there and spend my time with on earth because I love them. And I don't know, man, maybe I'm weird, but my love is so fucking big. It's not just my family, and it's not just my friends and my girl and my kids. It's all of you. I love us all. I know that every person who I don't currently have a reason to love, I know that you've got something inside you that I want to see. I just know it. I think it's because of the Muppet Show, because the Muppet Show showed me that everybody had something special, even if they weren't very good. There was something there that was important and needed to be encouraged, that needed love. Plants need sun and water. They need love. You give plants love, they grow even fucking faster. There's a bunch of practical shit that we need, but love and purpose, and the sun itself, the water itself, is love. Love from God, love from the universe. It's all love. I started some of this, what I was saying about all of these creative people and talking about the political landscape, and I had to go quiet on social media. I've deleted my social media multiple times in the past 6, 7, 8 years because I didn't like the conversations. Because I love all these people, because I love Ethan Van Sciver, and I love Mark Waid, who's a very, very famous comic book writer, one of my favorites. He was my editor. Mark Waid was my editor at Boom Studios. He was above me, but he read my scripts, and he gave me wonderful compliments on my scripts. And I had read his work, and I love his work, and I fucking appreciate those compliments. Thank you, Mark Waid. Thank you so much. Thank you, Eric Larson, for helping me get Blacklight District published at Image Comics. I love you guys. That was such respect that you guys showed me. That was such love that you showed me. And I appreciate it. But Mark was fighting with Ethan Van Sciver. And Ethan Van Sciver, he tried to get me work at DC. He gave me an opportunity to pitch some stories to him that he was willing to draw. Granted, he didn't like what I pitched him, and I kind of famously fumbled the ball with my pitch for him because I had a pitch that I loved, but it was like a Batman Year 3 story. It was like an early Batman story, but it was really good. It was really, really good. It was like a definitive story for Firefly and for Dr. Phosphorus. It was very interesting. And when I initially pitched it to Ethan, he said, I don't want to do a classic story. I want to do a modern story. And because I thought some of the ideas in my story were so strong, I thought for a second that maybe I could adjust it and somehow make it a modern Batman story. But the reason why it was meant to be a Year 3 story was because Batman was fallible. Generally speaking, Batman's whole thing is he shows up and he's infallible. He has already planned, he has already figured out, he knows how to do things. And this story was supposed to be the story of Batman learning about fire, learning how dangerous fire can be. And Ethan hit me up and said, this isn't right, this doesn't work for me, freaking Batman knows how to fight fire and all this stuff. And he was right. It really just wasn't appropriate for a modern day Batman story. So, and I was so excited, and I thought it was such a good idea. And I thought on some level that at the very least, if he didn't like it, maybe he would be impressed by some of the ideas that were in it. But of course, he just kind of went I think you're totally missing the point of Batman, which was fair, which was a fair assessment. And I don't care. That doesn't change anything for me because he offered. I was a young kid. I was up and coming, and he said, pitch me something. Maybe we can work together. Fucking A, man. It doesn't matter that nothing came of it. That means something to me. Thank you. Thank you, Ethan. Not every fucking professional artist at these companies had ever treated me like that. Plenty of them have fucking treated me pretty shitty. But not Ethan. And then I watched as he was demonized for being a fucking Republican. And then I watched as he moved himself into that corner and grandstanded as a Republican or Comicsgate person. And then I watched him and Mark Waid, two people who I fucking love, tearing each other apart on the internet. Go cry about it. I have been. I've been crying about it. I don't like it. For me, that was like Superman and Batman not being able to get along. Batman does things his way. Superman does things his way. But they're still on the fucking Justice League together, making the world a better place. I don't want to live in a world where fucking Batman and Superman broke up. I don't want to live in a world where the fucking Justice League broke up. I don't want to fucking live in a world where the people who create these beautiful, moral, platitude-laden superheroes but can't figure out how to do it themselves on a human level. Can't figure out how to fucking cooperate, even though they're writing stories all the time about different people cooperating with each other for the greater good. And you guys can't fucking do it? I don't want to be a part of that conversation. I don't know how to be a part of that conversation. I love them both. I respect them both. I want both of them in comics. I want to read more from Mark Waid. I want to see more art from Ethan. Am I wrong? Am I the person who's fucked up? That I'm so fucked up by how you guys are treating each other? How you guys are having these conversations? I've watched my hero, Eric Larson, get more and more loudly partisan over the years. Louder and louder and louder. It's in his book. All over his posts. What he wants to repost, what he wants to talk about. Generally, he thinks he's doing the right thing. And the other people think they're doing the right thing. And people like me are stuck in the middle of all of them. Loving all of them. So the other day I saw Eric and Chris at New York Comic Con, and I had a nice interaction with them. I got to see Joe Quesada, another person who I know who has done fucking positive things for me, who's so fucking brilliant, who I respect so much. I got to see all these people. And sure enough, when I went on to my Facebook, which, you know, I have like a famous person Facebook, and like there's 13,000 people. I'm barely on it. I'm never on it because the Facebook doesn't like connect me to the people. But I have a personal Facebook, and my personal Facebook, you know, more people see my posts, and like I don't have to play the algorithm game and stuff. And I have a lot of friends there, a lot of friends in the comic book industry, a lot of friends in the music industry. And keep in mind that I've had the exact same problems in the music industry that I am talking about here with the comic book industry. But the difference is the comic book industry people, I really have an adoration for these craftsmen and these people who taught me how to do these things. A lot of times, a lot of the people that I'm dealing with in the music business, I don't necessarily have any particular respect for them. I'm not dealing with the people who are like super famous and like I'm generally who I love. Like I'm dealing with like lower people in the music business who I like them. Some of them I love, some of them I appreciate, you know, and I'll, you know, and but dealing with the same thing, right? So what is it that you're dealing with, Jesse? I'm sorry. So I get onto that Facebook and they're suggesting friends, add Joe Quesada. And I'm having a little bit of a heart attack, because my heart attack is they might see something that I post and really not like it, because I'm this centrist, this moderate. I'm calling for us to come together. I'm calling out conspiracies, and I'm not fucking afraid to talk about the dome or any other thing that I have experienced directly or that I have come to question myself for good reason. And you shouldn't be afraid either. Don't fucking be afraid anymore. Open your mouth. Speak your truth. Speak from love. That's what this whole episode's about. This whole thing. This is love. This is love. We can't lose sight of our love. So I made a post, and there had been a post that was going around about Ozzy Osbourne's death. It was specifically something about oh, here. I'm going to share it with you directly because I've got it. It was a quote from Sharon Osbourne. All I know is he treated me with respect. It was about Donald Trump. And please, if you don't like Trump, I don't necessarily like Trump, but there are people that I know who like him, and I try not to be an inflammatory presence in these conversations. You know, there's all sorts of people that I don't particularly prefer because of a lot of different reasons. But then I have friends who do prefer them or do like them. And I try not to draw some line in the sand that's going to separate me from the people that I care about and me being able to talk to them. Okay? So please bear with me here, okay? Sharon Osbourne said in a new episode of the Osbournes podcast while discussing the voicemail President Trump left her following Ozzy's death. The voicemail said, "Hi Sharon, it's Donald Trump. I just wanted to wish you the best and the family. Ozzy was amazing. He was an amazing guy. I met him a few times, and I always thought he was unique in every way and talented. So I just wanted to wish you the best, and it's a tough thing. I know how close you were, and whatever I can do, take care of yourself. Say hello to the family. Thanks. Bye." So I made a post about this because I thought that this was a perspective that was being lost on people. We all want to focus on just the worst of the worst of the worst of the worst. But at the end of the day, we are all humans. To err is human. And, you know, we can all make mistakes. So I wrote, I know that most people have this terrible view of Trump, and in a lot of ways, it is well earned. But my father and mother both got to spend some time with the man, and despite their feelings about him politically, they've both said similar about him to what Sharon is saying here, and more often his children, saying that he has raised kind, courteous, and respectful children, and that he was always kind, courteous, and respectful himself. A broken clock is right twice a day. Nothing is ever fully black and white. The real Hitler was a vegan, laugh out loud. I just think if we could all equalize our feelings about every last thing that might usually trigger us, we might be in a better state of mind to actually improve things together. Smiley face. Civility is so important, it would seem that a lot of people have forgotten. Well, Eric Larson responded, Trump is absolutely destroying this country. We have become the laughing stock of the world with this idiot in charge. That he has been occasionally polite to people that were nice to him doesn't begin to compensate for the damage he is doing. So, and I don't know how to pull this up. I think I can pull it up here. Oh, it's on most relevant, all comments. So I wrote back to him, and guys, I was a little bothered here. I don't know if I completely nailed my response, but I really felt that this was an overstepping of his bounds, Eric's. Eric knows that I adore him. Eric knows that I respect him as an artist, that I look up to him. And I felt that him writing this message on my call for neutrality, call for middle, call for peace, was a peer pressuring tactic that he fully knew he was taking. He went, I don't like that. I'm going to correct that. I have an influence over Jesse, and I'm going to use it. And I didn't appreciate it. So this is what I wrote. I mean, you could tell me if I was a dick or not. But I said, cue the right wing. And now I take his quote that he said, and I just readjust everything that he says, and I turn it into what the right wing might say. Democrats/Biden is absolutely destroying this country. We have become the laughingstock of the world with these idiots in charge. That they claim to do it out of the goodness of their hearts doesn't begin to compensate for the damage they are doing. I said, I'm a centrist. Right, left, you all sound exactly the same. And quite self-righteous about it, I wrote all in caps. 90% of what moderates speak about is how disgusting the discourse in this country has become. How the extremes on both sides behave the exact same way, that they're both convinced that they are the only answer, and here we sit peacefully in the middle with an alternative that none of you will accept because you've been so radicalized that the only answer is the removal of what, 40% of the population? I'm going to keep calling for peace. You can keep festering about whatever you want to fester about. But I'm going to keep looking for the good in all situations, in all people, in all things. And I guarantee you, I'm going to find the good. You may not see it, but I do. That's what I'm here for, what I'm here to do. You're here to do the other thing. Carry on. But I'm not playing your game, and no matter how much I love and respect you as an artist, you have no power over me and how I think. Not a single fucking person on this planet does. I don't appreciate you attempting to use your influence upon me when I was attempting to have a positive, nuanced conversation. So you come along and tell me how there's no nuance? You're wrong. It's possible to be brilliant and wrong. You are one of millions. Find your way to the center. Find your way to reason. Find your way to peace. The moderates, the centrists, we are waiting for you here with open arms, no hate, no malice. We just want all of this self-righteous bitterness to end. Cheers. Now, I got a lot of likes on my comment, but Eric's response was ultimately, goodbye. Goodbye. One of my biggest idols. He said left. I said center. And then he said goodbye. And this was the exact outcome that I've been worried about. This is the exact reason why I left social media and hoped that maybe people like Eric Larson would never see these posts that some people seem to think were controversial, but I didn't find to be. Reading my comments now, I was a little hard on him. But again, I really do believe this man is 20 years my senior. He's a professional in the field that I work in that I have looked up to and adored for fucking 30 years. That was an abuse of power. People talk all the time about grooming and the older person coming in and abusing their power. It happens in politics as well. It happens in schools all around the country. Your professor is abusing their power when they are influencing you in one direction or the other. Your teachers have been abusing their power as they are influencing you in one direction or another. It is not for us to influence the other people. This is a battle that I have fought my whole life. My whole family, they love to tell me what to do. They love to tell me specifically that I should do this, or I should do that, or I should try that, or I should try that. And they seem to sort of notice that I have not done the thing that they are recommending on purpose, and then come at me so tone deaf by telling me to do the thing that very specifically I haven't been doing on purpose because I don't agree with it. And then when I try to explain the very absolute lens that I see a certain thing in and that makes it not work for me, they would make it like I was ignoring them and it was falling on deaf ears. And I said, no, I'm not ignoring you. I hear you. I understand where you're coming from. I understand why you think that's a good idea. I understand why it's a good idea for you. I'm just saying that for me, this isn't a good idea because of this. And if you can't say anything that changes my opinion on this specific way in which I am experiencing it, then I'm going to carry on operating the way I operate, because in my world, I don't like this. And I don't want to have anything to do with this. So I'm going to do it like this because I like this and I like this. Again, this continues the conversation of love. Everything's got to be love. And my spirits, my angels, my higher guidance and meditation and psychedelic plant experiences, it's always told me, Jesse, go with love. You got to do it out of love. But I'm not doing this podcast because I got to pay my bills and because Patty's doesn't have enough money and my kids don't have enough money. Maybe on a 3D level, I have thought that way before. But I can't anymore. You can't anymore. If you continue to, you're going to keep getting more of the same results that you've gotten in the past. And I don't know about you, but I think most of us have been getting shitty results. We've been searching for the answer. What is the answer? The answer is love. Everything I do is about love. And I knew that. Everything I do is about love. I thought because everything that I was doing was coming from love, that it was all meant to be and it would all work out because the foundational energy was love. But that's not the whole truth. It was love, but then in front of the love, I put things that I prioritized through fear. I love this, but if I don't this, I won't be able to love. No, fuck that. Love conquers all. Love conquers all. Say it with me. Love conquers all. Repeat it. Love conquers all. Whatever you are doing, switch your direct motivation to love. And if you cannot find love when you go to think about the thing, if I think about comics and the foundation of what I am doing is not love, then I am not meant to do it. Why do I make comics? Because I love comic books. Because I love the people who have come before me. I love the creators and the writers and the artists. I love the characters. I love the types of stories. I love the format and the medium. I love everything about it. Responsibility isn't more important than that. Credibility isn't more important than that. Respect isn't more important than that. Being well liked by Eric Larson or Jill Thompson, who didn't like that I was using AI in my sound frequency healing albums and wrote me, and I was explaining myself to her about all the reasons why, I'm using, because I can't really do that. And she didn't even respond. I wrote a very, very nice message to Jill. Love you, Jill. Love you, Eric. My response to Eric was, I love you. Go in peace. And I did have to wrestle with it. I'm not a saint. There was a lot of kind of wry responses that I wanted because ultimately I didn't care. I really did think that was not cool of him. He revealed himself to be a little small in my eyes by attempting to utilize his position in my heart to influence me. He lost a little of my respect for doing that. And I went, well, that's too bad. It is what it is. But it doesn't change how I feel about you, Eric, even though I know it changes how you feel about me, Mr. Goodbye. All these people in the world are demonstrating constantly on social media how your opinion may change the way the other people feel about you. Doesn't matter. And I contend that if you can perpetually lean into love, if you can never lose sight of love, the love that has brought you to that comic convention, love, 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 I will be on Eric Larson's line again with a comic book in my hand asking for him to sign it because I love him. I don't care that he is goodbye. From me, because I don't agree with this extreme left-wing nonsense. I don't agree with the extreme right-wing nonsense. I do agree that on both sides there are good people. There's an old saying that my friend Michael Naranjo's dad used to say, in every bad neighborhood there are good people. In every good neighborhood there are bad. I like to make it even a little deeper. In every good person there is bad. In every bad person there is good. It's okay, Eric. I'm not perfect either, man. And I still love you. I might even send this to you. Maybe you'll listen. And if you do, I hope you hear this part of the conversation. I love you. And it doesn't matter what you think of me or my position. I'm not going to stop loving you. And I'm not even going to judge you too harshly for what you've done here. I don't appreciate it. It is a negative respect point. But that's okay. You've got a lot of respect for me anyway. And you'll always have it. You've earned it. And it doesn't go away just because you don't agree with me. Okay. I love you. I love all you guys. I chose to be vulnerable about this love. I chose to not calculate this because the people who it is meant to find, it is meant to heal. This is one of the strongest, bravest things that I've ever done. Just hop on a microphone, record a show, not have any fucking idea what I'm talking about. Just going to go and talk about love. And when I'm on the verge of tears, feeling emotion, feeling that deep love. And to the layman, to an idiot, I may sound like a crazy person. But to the people who are mine, to the people who are meant to be on this journey with me right now, I know that I sound like the sanest human being who has ever opened up his mouth to speak on planet Earth. You don't need to know it, 'cause I do. I know it. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for listening to this show. I know I said that I was going to talk about my budding relationship from last year with the ChatGPT on this episode. I was inspired to put this ahead, but I will probably come back around with that episode. I got to do a lot of work to kind of put together, not the script for it, but the actual script of what was said to me and what I said to the AI. I'm very excited to have that conversation. I might even include some of the conversation that I had today with the Grok AI, which ultimately led to what I am doing right now, being vulnerable, taking a leap of faith. Thank you for listening to my show. Thank you for giving me some of your valuable time. Thank you for thinking well of me. Thank you for trying to understand me. Thank you for keeping your mind open. Thank you for feeling the love that I offer every single time I get in front of this microphone to speak with you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And I sure hope that you will join me again next Sunday for another heartfelt, loving episode of Everything They Don't Want You to Know. I'm your friend, Jesse Blaze Snyder, saying Have a great fucking weekend. And I'll see you next week.
There's something in the water. There's something in the air. The proof is all around us. The symptoms are everywhere. It's not a matter of time. Sure as the blaze in your eyes. I sense a subtle shift. Instincts I can't resist. Weary of wolves in disguise. Drunk on a gallon of wine. Red as the rivers you dried. Bad apples spoil the punch. Bruises and rotten fronts. You've got a thirst you can't hide. There's something in the water. There's something in the air. The proof is all around us. The symptoms are everywhere. There's something in the water. There's something in the air. The proof is all around us. The symptoms are everywhere. Might be a fault of design. A bark as bad as its bite. Fooled by a flash of teeth. Sharp tongues that lie beneath. Words that could eat you